Let's face it, life isn't easy. If you're stuck in a bad relationship, betrayed or afraid of tomorrow, financially insecure, or desperate for a breakthrough, you've come to the right place. Dr. Carmen Harra is a renowned psychologist, intuitive, relationship expert, and best-selling author, and she's here to give you the miracle guidance you need. Her new call-in show, Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life, offers profound wisdom, practical advice, daily exercises, and empowering predictions, all for you. Dr. Harra's show aims to eliminate everyday problems, big and small, with topics like healing your relationships, reclaiming your power, achieving better health, dealing with loss, and so much more. Regain the joy, stability, and fulfillment you deserve to feel. Tune in to Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life with host Dr. Carmen Harra, live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and find the answers you've been looking for.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life. I'm Dr. Carmen Harra, and I'm live every Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on OMTimes Radio. And tonight, I want to help you remove fear from your mind and from your heart. And I'm going to offer you the 12 steps to enjoy a bold and authentic life so that you can conquer your fears and achieve your goals. And I want to let you know this is a calling show, so feel free to call in 202-570-7057, and my producer Christopher will connect you with me. Now, George Addair said that everything you've ever wanted is sitting on the other side of fear. Fear is that kind of a wall between you and your goals, you and your achievement, you and your freedom. Now, fear is a very common and necessary emotion. It stops us from doing things that are harmful and sometimes dangerous. But if fear is too present in our thoughts, it can stop us from doing things that lead to our progress and fulfillment. Maybe you're afraid to end a relationship, or maybe you no longer want to be alone, or maybe you are afraid to lose your home, or maybe you're afraid to be hurt. Maybe you're afraid to open up a new business because you might fail, or this might be a mistake. So it's time to examine what makes you feel uncomfortable and anxious and break down your fearful walls. So tonight I want to help you understand why your fears stand as well as how your life can change once you overcome them. I'm sorry, I have something on my throat. So tonight is the time to call in, and I will help you understand which are the steps to enjoy that authentic life I've been talking about. I'm going to talk about Confucius, a Greek philosopher, who once said something so beautiful. He said, if you look in your heart and you find nothing being wrong in your heart, then there's nothing to worry. What it is to be afraid of. The statement is so true. And yet, on a daily basis, if you look at the people around, everybody's afraid of something. People are afraid to lose their home. People are afraid of relationships, are afraid to be abandoned. People are afraid of betrayal, of cheating. People are afraid of financial collapse. And of course, people are afraid of illnesses. We're afraid of dying. And we're afraid of being alone. So many things that we're afraid of. We're afraid of this COVID-19. We're afraid of the consequences of getting the virus. We're somehow afraid to get vaccinated. So as I said, fear is that kind of a wall between you and the joyful life you are meant to live. Now, fear creates self-sabotage because as long as it's present, you can't reach your true potential. So if you're wondering, why aren't things working for me? Then it's time to revisit your fears. So you say, well, my life is not going anywhere. Is there something blocking me? Because fear is one of those 4 great emotions. Along with love, along with anger, along with hatred, These are emotions that are extremely intense and powerful. So ultimately, we should try to live in a state of love at all times. By looking at the world, today that's not realistic. If we live only in love, we shouldn't appreciate all the wonders this world has to offer. So we need the bad to recognize the good. I don't know if this makes enough sense to you, but this is just a statement that I came to the conclusion after many years of working with people. So we need some time to recognize the good. So when something bad happens, and we acknowledge that the negative emotions are also necessary. I believe that fear, anger, and hate should serve to make us understand this infinite, healing, beautiful power of love. Now, as a whole, we're far from living in love. Look at the world right now. Instead, I should say that we live more in fear. As I said, we're afraid of tomorrow. We're afraid of change. We're afraid of the unknown. But we don't understand that fear is our great oppressor. It inhibits us from actually progressing and evolving. So living in a constant state of fear, which a lot of people do, is like trying to walk with chains wrapped around your feet, because you can't go too far this way. Fear is the oldest emotion in humans, and every being on this planet has the ability to experience fear. It's part of our flight and flight mechanism response. I'm just graduating right now at my age from Cornell, and I'm studying a lot about autonomic nervous system and sympathetic and parasympathetic system. So the sympathetic system is something that we can control, but the sympathetic, the flight and flight mechanism, we cannot control. Now, when we are afraid of something, let's say we see a big object, we see a huge animal, we see something that we are afraid we can be attacked, the response is to protect ourselves from dangerous situation. Now, fear moderates our behavior to keep us from harmful encounters, and that's why fear is such an old and sort of natural emotion. But what I sometimes don't understand is, why aren't people afraid to hurt themselves and others, but they're afraid to apply to a new job? So this is something that makes no sense to me. We have become such fearful creatures that the things we fear and the things we don't are totally sort of mixed up. So just to give you an example, we're afraid of communicating with the other side or seeing a spirit. That's so scary that something is hard to comprehend, so we're totally afraid. And the question is why? Because science can't explain this phenomena. So whatever science cannot explain, whatever seems to us hard to comprehend, is what we're afraid of. But we are not afraid to settle into a relationship with a partner who's actually wrong and who's going to hurt us. And we're not afraid to live a lifestyle that is harmful to our health. We're not afraid to take drugs. We're not afraid to sometimes, hurt ourselves. So it doesn't make sense. So this leads me to the conclusion that what we're really afraid of is our potential. I thought many times about this. So that's why I come up with this statement, and I'm saying with all conviction that I believe that we are afraid of ourselves, and we're afraid of the potential that exists. So we've evolved to fear ourselves. So that is something that we need to discuss. And this can cause us to allow fear to take over our lives and direct us in the wrong direction as a whole. And that's why you see what's happening in the world right now. So we should never be afraid of becoming all that we meant to become. We shouldn't let our fear keep us apart from one another. We shouldn't let the fear dominate the world the way it is right now. And we should stay away from negative energy and learn how to protect ourselves. So without so much fear, we should finally acknowledge and pursue the greatest version of ourselves. And we can pursue the dream of mankind, to be united and to live in oneness and in totality, in holiness. And what I want to do for you tonight is to re-examine what we should be afraid and what you should never be afraid. So I'm going to give you examples of the things that you should be afraid and things that you should never fear. And you'll actually be very surprised to notice that it is actually true. There are things that you internally afraid, but there's no explanation for that. So regardless of what you fear, I'm here to listen to you, give you the motivation you need to go beyond your fears. And I'm going to ask you, what are you afraid of? Are you afraid you won't be able to get a better job or pay your bills? Or are you afraid that you're not living out your life mission, or that you are not pursuing the right things? So are you afraid that your partner is cheating on you? Are you afraid you will be abandoned? So the first step to erase fear is to dig deeper and uncover the reason of your fear. So where do your fears come from and why? So because this is such a powerful topic, I'm going to make sure that I'm answering all your questions. So I'm going to go right away to my callers and ask them all the way from the beginning, what are you afraid of and why? And if you have an answer for me, what are you afraid of, or you want to see my take on your fears and what is my understanding of where is your fear coming from, feel free to call in 202-570-7057. I am going to give you right away the 5 things to fear, and we're going to talk about the 5 things to fear. But I'm going to go before anything and take a caller right now. I'm going to talk to Patty from Queens. Hi, my lovely Patty. How are you, my dear? Thank you for
Carmen.
reaching out to me.
Thank you.
How are you? How are you, Patty?
Okay.
You're good.
I'm okay.
Okay. Is there something you are afraid of?
Yeah, I just got some bad news yesterday about my job.
Right.
What happened was I've been working at my job for 23 years. I'm a data entry person at a youth development center in New York City.
Okay.
When I started in March '98, in 1999, my company had financial difficulties, so we merged with another nonprofit organization who takes care of people from birth to the grave, and they have a very special program for the youth, and they did a lot of work with so we merged together. So 10 years ago, we had, in my building, we had a charter school come into my building, who is now part of my company. Okay, so we had a union. They came because of the financial difficulty. We were able to get a union to come in '99, and a master contract was signed in March of 2001. So after I became a union member, at that time, before that, I wasn't salaried. That means I come in, I get, if I work, I get paid. If I don't work, I don't get paid. Okay, no holidays, no vacation, no medical, nothing. So when I became a union member, I got all that. Sick, but I worked part-time. So I got sick, vacation, and personal time, medical insurance I got. So, okay. And then a month later, I was told that I have to wait 2 years for my company to contribute towards my retirement plan. But the way it's set up for this particular 403B, because I'm a nonprofit, 403B, nonprofit organization. Okay. So it says they have 2 accounts. You can start to contribute your own money, like from your salary, and contribute to your retirement account. And then they have another account that you have to wait 2 years that they, my company, if you they give me 3% right off the bat on my paycheck. So they contribute that every paycheck, which I get paid every 2 weeks. So, but if you contribute 1%, they match that 1%. And because of my union had negotiated with them as years went by, my company was giving me another 2%. So that means I contribute 1%, they will give me 6% to match. Okay. So it's been going on for 20.
And what's going on with the company right now?
Okay, so I got a call yesterday saying I work part-time. So people, and I've been there, and I just, 20 years ago, this week was when I first started to contribute to the retirement plan. So I got a call this week saying that all three companies have a specific rule that part-timers are not allowed to participate in the retirement plan. And nobody told me that 20 years ago. Human Resources signed me up, never had a problem. So now I got a call yesterday that they told me they were going to stop me from participating. So they're putting that on hold because what it is, there is nothing in my human resource or my union contract that states that part-timers are prohibited from participating. And the benefit manager of my company says to me, because remember, this is three corporations together now. So the benefit manager just came in several months ago and doesn't understand either. So now she has to talk to an attorney. Now she has to talk to the person, the human resource personnel that was there when I started there, who semi-retired, but she comes back to do a special part. And she has to talk to the chief. So now there's only 6 people among the 3 corporations that work part-time. But people after me were told that they're not allowed to participate. Part-timers are not allowed. But there is nothing anywhere that states that. So she was telling me yesterday that IRS could say to me, oh, because of the rules or something, because of the rules, the way the policy is, if a company offers you a retirement plan, this is what you have to follow. The benefit manager said IRS could turn around and tell you have to pay taxes. IRS can tell us that to take away all the retirement plans that have been paying into the last 20 years. So now I'm calling to see what do you think is going to happen? Are they going to allow me just to contribute my own money and say, Patty, you're part-timer, so you don't have a right for us to give you 6% of your salary? Okay, I don't care about that because the most important thing when I signed up for the plan is to lower my taxes and to have money for retirement. Okay, that's what I was doing the last 20 years. What do you see? Do you see that going through?
Bottom line, I don't think they fair to you. Mm-hmm. I do think the company has internal problems. I think you will get what you want, but you will have to fight this company. I hate to say that. So, and don't be afraid of doing it. So you have to be a little bit tougher. You have to be a little bit more aggressive. You have to, tell them exactly what you want because it looks like they're trying to prevent you. You know what I mean? They're trying to take away your rights. That's the sense I have. I don't know if that's the way to put it, but that's the feeling that I have.
But it's just that because they don't believe that if they have to offer retirement plan to these part-timers, that means if one person has it, you have to offer it to everybody. And the companies are concerned if it's in their budget to give us 6%. So it's like, excuse me, it's like, okay, then don't give me the 6%. Just allow me to contribute my own money from my salary into retirement plan. And that's fair.
So that's what you want. That's what you want. Mm-hmm.
Just allow me to continue contributing. That's what I want.
Well, I do think that can be done. It can be done. Right. It can be accomplished. But I don't have a feeling that they act in good faith. I don't know why. Mm-hmm.
Right.
My disappointment is that they're not really fair to you.
Right. All right, because after 20 years,
right?
They said the lady told me this should never have been given to me in the first place. That was 20 years ago.
Right.
I didn't steal any money from my company. They offered me, and I set up an account that they took out money every paycheck.
Do you have all this original paperwork?
I'm not sure. I have to look at it.
It's good to go back to whatever you signed with them so many years ago. But that's a legal binding contract, and I feel like if you have that, then you win. But I do think that at the end of the day, you're going to get what you want out of this. But the most important thing, don't be afraid, and don't be afraid to even talk to them from the legal perspective that you're going to make it in such a way that is fair to you because you've been serving this company for such a long time. You did such a good job.
Right.
So they should honor your request.
Right. At least
I do think you're going to get what you want. Yes.
Just allow the
much.
part-timers, to me, just allow the part-timers.
Right.
Don't give us the 6%. That's okay. Just allow us to continue contributing from our own paycheck. That's the best.
That seems to me very, very easy to be done and very fair.
Right.
Yeah, so I definitely believe that's going to happen.
Okay. That's good. That's all I want. That's all I want. I'm 58. I just turned 58 today. And
happy birthday! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, beautiful Patty. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, sweetheart.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling in. I'm going to go, guys, and take a short break, and I'll be back with you, and I'm going to take Edda from California, then Pauline from New York. You guys hold on the line.
The best of the holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM-FM.
OMTimes magazine is one of the leading online content providers of positivity, wellness, and personal empowerment. A philanthropic organisation, their net proceeds are funneled to support worldwide charity initiatives via Humanity Healing International. Through their commitment to creating community and providing conscious content, they aspire to uplift humanity on a global scale. Connect at omtimes.com. OMTimes, creating a more conscious lifestyle.
My name is Victor Furman. Some call me The Voice. I've always been fascinated with human nature, spirituality, science, and the crossroads at which they meet. Join me Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio, and we'll explore these topics and so much more on Destination Unlimited.
Coping-19, brought to you by CDC and the Ad Council.
If you're feeling increasingly lonely right now, you're not alone. It's totally normal. Even though we may not be able to get together in person, connecting virtually with friends and family still gives you a chance to interact with people and may help raise your spirits. Join a virtual book club, set up group text chats, or online video coffee breaks with coworkers.
Find more self-care and coping tips at coping-19.org.
And I'm back, and the topic tonight is live a fearless life. And I'm going to give you the 5 things to fear. Things to be afraid of by not being with the right person. Because we weren't meant to settle just with anybody. We can't give up on love that easily. So the relationship we enter into are a clear or a direct reflection of our level of inner fear. So many times we attract people in our life that we just project that fear into the person that we attract, and they're a reflection of our emotions. And if the dominant emotion is fear, that person is a reflection of our fear. Another thing, you should be afraid not to heal from trauma. Leaving all the emotion wounds open means that we still live in the past. So living with unhealed trauma will cultivate more fear and can keep us from transitioning into the future, keep us from healing, and keep us from living a free life. Another thing I think you should be afraid is not recognizing your divine nature, because we all are spiritual beings. And to acknowledge this truth is one of the most beautiful things in life, in my opinion. When we can't understand this fact, we limit ourselves to only the physical world and reject the magic of the divine world. And if we reject the magic of the divine world, we will never understand our true nature. And this is really something to be afraid of, not to recognize the divinity within ourselves. Another thing we should be afraid is living in a state of anger. Look at the world right now. People are angry, and anger is an enemy. It's an enemy. We can choose to fight this enemy. When we feel angry, we're doing more harm to our minds and bodies than we actually acknowledge. because anger makes our brain create more neurons programmed for anger, making us even angrier over time. So anger acts as an emotional barrier, blocking us from resolving our inner conflicts. So if you look around, you see how many angry people exist. They're angry, and that's because they operate on anger. We do see this world in which killing is becoming the number one news. You put the news and all you see, another person was killed. So, and why? Because anger is a reflection of a state of mind, collectively. Another thing you should be afraid is not to fulfill your life purpose, because we're born with a unique vocation or calling in life. And it's a shame if we don't live up to it. So these are the things, some of the things that I consider relevant for you to keep in mind and to acknowledge the connection that exists between these aspects of your life and the dominant emotion of fear. Now, there are things that you should never be afraid of. You should never be afraid of your intuition. We might not always like what we're trying to feel. We might not always like what intuition is telling us, but our intuition never lies. And we shouldn't be afraid to trust it all the time. We should never be afraid of the future. Future is what you make of it. And when you add fear to the equation, you sabotage your chances of success. You can achieve everything you dream of, but only if fear is not present to get it on your way. You should always never be afraid of the world around you. Don't be afraid of other people. There are both and good people in this world, but we need to regain our faith in the human spirit and choose to see the potential for positivity in other people. We should never be afraid of the world ahead, because the future of the world directly determines our future. When we don't do our part and don't care about the rest of the world, we're only doing damage to ourselves and to the world. So we can take the future of the world in our hands and make it fearless world for all. I want to live in a world without fear. We should never be afraid of that. We should never be afraid of the other side. There is nothing to fear on the fifth dimension. And there is nothing to be afraid of the spirit world. The spirit world many times wants to help. And you know what? The spirit wants to help. The people who hurt us are the people on earth. So remember those things. And I'm going to give you in a minute the 12 ways to be fearless. And before I do that, I'm going to go and take another call, and I'm going to go to California to, I think, Ida or Ida. How are you, my love?
Ida, hi, how are you? It's nice
hi,
to
beautiful.
see you. Yeah, I called like 6.5 months ago. I don't know if you remember me or not. You told me to keep you updated, to say how it went, but I'm still waiting.
Okay. So you say, well, I can't remember because sometimes I don't remember. I talk to so many people on a daily basis and on the radio.
I just wanted to know like what you see for me, like in 2021 or like in the near future.
Well, you know what? Future is something that you make of it. You make something that you put intention into it, and the future is in your hands. There are things that are programmed to happen in a certain way. Was there something that any indication that I gave you, something that you were expecting that didn't happen yet?
Yeah, you said the job would be coming relatively soon, and I would be meeting that guy, whoever that guy is, from November 2020 to March 2021. I'm still waiting. Yeah.
Well, unless you have something that subconsciously is sabotaging the possibility of a good relationship, sometimes it's very common that we either been hurt before, or we have a fear of commitment, or we have a fear to be in a serious relationship, but it's not that conscious. Probably it is some unconscious feeling. Are you afraid of welcoming in somebody in your life? Are you really ready for a commitment? Are you doing something about it?
Well, you said a woman would be introducing us, so... Yeah.
But are you really doing something to meet him? Because in the world today, it's very hard to meet people.
Yeah.
because of this COVID situation, everything got delayed in a way. People are stuck in their homes and nobody comes through the roof. So
you're right.
It's crazy. I mean, it's crazy what's happening. So everything is kind of standstill. Everything is delayed. Even the jobs are very hard to get nowadays. The world is like frozen. The energy is at a standstill. So I feel like that's where the problem is. It's not that the things that I told you are not going to happen. The things that I told you are going to happen.
Yeah.
The only problem is that the timing of it. But I also want you to participate. When we build and create our life, we participate in the creation. If somebody tells you, okay, you're going to meet a wonderful man, you just have to put your mind to work and find. If somebody tells you you're going to write a book, you have to put an effort to write the book. If somebody says you're going to get a job, you have to look around and find every single job that exists and see which one is coming your way. So I do believe that, yes, you will progress in your career. I do believe you meet the man you meant to meet. What's the month and the day of your birth?
Yeah, October 3.
Okay, so you're in a karmic year, but you're in a karmic year till October. So if I am supposed to calculate it this way, I should say this person can come in your life anytime, not until March this year, until October of this year. So I don't know if I really gave you 6 months, like window of possibility, or I gave you a longer time, because you're
from
in the karmic
November
year
till March. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's stretch a little bit the timing. So from November to October, I should say this time. Let's wait and call back again, but do something about it. Try to see if you can get out, if you can meet people, if you can, go places in spite of the COVID. Did you vaccinate? You vaccinated?
Me? No. No.
You didn't get the vaccine? Because I saw today that on the news that people who got the vaccine, they can go without a mask, they can participate in gatherings, so because they're not afraid of getting this virus. My opinion it is that you will make this happen for yourself. And let's talk again in a month or two. Feel free to call anytime and give me your progress. Say, Carmen, I did this, I went there, this is what I did. You can just go by a prediction needs to be put in motion. A prediction, you need to participate in the prediction. You need to make it your goal. Yeah.
Yeah. And one more thing, like, do you see me, like, in the show business? Like, do you see me in that field?
You might have a connection with the show business. Intuitively, I feel there is a connection. Will that be the only work you're going to do on this earth and dedicate your life only to the show business? That I'm not that sure. So that you will live the rest of your life in the showbiz? Probably not. Probably not really forever, but you will, I see a connection with the showbiz. And this is also something that should happen in the next number of months. Did you find any connection? It's like it can come through a connection.
No, I didn't.
Okay, so it's a possibility here, but you have to do your part. You have to see in which way you relate to the showbiz. What will be your how you will participate in the showbiz? Which way? Where do you think is your gift, your talent?
My talent? I don't know how to say it. I don't know, like acting, modeling. I don't know. I mean, that's what I always liked.
Okay, so that is something that you can do, but you need to do your part.
Yeah, that's something that I can do, right? Oh, okay. Right.
You need to find a modeling agency. You need to find somebody to represent you.
Yeah.
In the showbiz, you need representation, you need connection, you need somebody to get you a booking, get you on. You need to go and take some classes. And I feel like there's things that you can certainly do. I have no doubt about it. To use your gift, your talent, your beauty, your presence. Can you achieve it? Yes, but you have to put yourself out there. Find a publicist, find an agency, find somebody to represent you, and then it can be very easy.
Yeah, okay. All right,
Okay,
thank you so much. Thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely, my love. My greatest pleasure. Just let me know in another number of months, or you can call anytime. I'm here anytime.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay.
All right, my beautiful.
Thank you. Take care. Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, you too.
So
you guys, I'm going to go and give you the 12 ways to fearlessness, and I'm going to then talk to Pauline, but I think I should take a break right now, and then I'll be back in a minute, and I'm going to talk to Pauline. Thank you.
The best of holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Ascending Hearts is no ordinary dating site, but a spiritual dating site with a purpose, to link you with your soulmate. We engineer the serendipity so you can trust that you will attune with someone that has the same matching vibration as you. Ascending Hearts, the conscious dating site for the spiritually aware. Try Ascending Hearts for free. AscendingHearts.com.
Hello, I'm Sandy Sedgbeer, host of OMTimes Magazine's flagship radio show, What is Going On? My passion is sifting through information, research, and innovations from new thought teachers, speakers, and researchers pushing back the boundaries of what we know about life, energy, metaphysics, and the universe. I love shifting perceptions about who we are, why we're here, and how quickly impossible becomes normal when we open our minds, expand our awareness, and accept that the only limits that exist are those we place upon ourselves. So if you're the kind of forward-thinking, eager investigator of what lies beyond the current reality that most perceive, why not make a date to come play with me in the field of possibilities at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time every Thursday, and together we can discover what's really going on.
If I could be you,
and you could be me,
for just 1 hour.
If you could find a way
to get inside
each other's mind.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
We've all felt left out. And for some, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
And I'm back with this great topic about fear, one of the dominant emotions, one of the 4 major emotions. But before I give you the 12 ways, to eradicate fear, which takes a small amount of effort every day, because over time your daily efforts will actually accumulate into a new mentality that is a mentality free of fear. I'm going to talk first with Pauline, and then I'm going to go to the 12 steps. Hi, Pauline, my lovely, from New York. How are you, Pauline?
Hi, thank you always for taking my call, even though I sort of call almost every week.
Okay.
Actually, it's funny because it's sort of what you had said. I have a bit of a fear of not having the courage to step forth to do what I'm supposed to be doing,
right.
And to help. Like you said, there's so much things that's going on right now. I believe I'm supposed to be part of the solution, though it's everybody's job to do this. It's not just mine. Just that,
But
and even like I thought Ascension was. I didn't realize it was just
people
to
don't
be,
think this way.
Yeah. I've taken on too much thinking that I have to be the one to do so much. That everybody has to do their part. So the fear, I'm just curious. It's not to ignore it. It's like I have to go through it so that I can be I think I need to shift my thoughts too, so that I don't stay in the fear. So I can I just little bit by little bit not to be afraid. And I know it's maybe it's past life that I'm afraid to step forward to, because I'll be vulnerable if I'm out there all by myself. But if I have a group, then a group energy in unity, then I don't feel so afraid when I feel like I have support. And I know that you said that we have spirit support. There's a lot of support behind us, so I don't have to worry. And that sort of helped me get through it. I didn't come on this earth now to be here to just run away and hide again. I mean, that's what I see that. I've been doing that for quite a long time.
Acknowledge your fear.
Right.
Take a notebook, and for 7 days, 3 times a day, you just breathe in, breathe out, and listen to your emotion, and you will notice that in 7 days you will get to a conclusion, which is your dominant emotion. Is this an emotion of content? Is this an emotion of dissatisfaction? Is the emotion of anger? Is this emotion of hate? What is exactly within you that dominates? Are you living in a state of joy and agreement, harmony, and happiness and love, or no? And so if you feel, sometimes people feel, but I'm afraid. Actually, this constant fear that kicks in, fear of I will not have enough money, fear that I will not fulfill my dream, fear that I'm not going to live to my purpose, fear I'm going to lose my money. So somewhere there is some fear. So bring
Carmen,
that in, and yeah.
I'm holding back because there's like somebody that I'm waiting for to join me, my actual other half, but they're not ready. They don't really want to go out there, it seems. And if that's the case, I have to be brave and do it myself. And that's what I'm thinking. Because I'm holding my life back for this one other person. It's ridiculous, right?
Always look into the complexity of your emotional self in conjunction with the world around, with the people you want to welcome in your life, to your family background, to your upbringing, to everything that ever happened to you. Look at the totality of that.
This is what this full moon's about, right? Looking deep inside and working through all of the shadows and what I need to look at.
And if you look at the people who succeed in life, those are people who don't have fear. They fearless. Yeah. They don't care. You know what I mean? They throw themselves, in the battle, and they have no fear of anything. They just
Can you tell me how you did that karmic, that you just told that other lady based on her number, she was in a karmic year. Can you tell us how to do that? We can figure that out.
So the karmic year, it's the Pythagorean concept that I've studied and I wrote a book on called Decoding Your Destiny. Oh. So if you give me your month, the month of your birth, the day and the year.
Okay, 12/19/1960.
1960. So you have a 7 in the year when you born. Is the planet metaphysics that makes you very independent. 12, the numbers in Kabbalah and in the Pythagorean concept come from 1 to 9. 12 doesn't exist. 1 plus 2 is a 3. 1 plus 9 is a 10. 0 doesn't exist. That's a 1. And we add the month and the day. The 3 plus 1 plus 1960, which is a 7. And we come to an 11, which is actually a 2. So numerology is 2. In order to find out which year you are in, and funny enough, you ask this, it's very funny. It's like almost like you subconsciously knew to ask me. If we take 12, December, plus 19, plus 2020, because we count your birthday from the month, the day, and the year, and the year you are in. So in other words, you are in the year 8. Now, in year 8, like the previous lady, how funny is that? That's rare. You are in a karmic year 8. Year 8 is the year of karma. So you are in a karmic year all the way down to the end of the year. Right. Now, at the end of the year, you take 12, 19 at 2021, and you move at the end of in the year 9. But because we count your personal year from the month, the day, and the year you are in, so 12, which is a 3, plus 19, which is a 1, is 3 plus 1 is 4. 2020 is 4, and 4 plus 4 is an 8. So you enter the karmic year 8, which is the year of karma, versus the other years. 8 is the planet of Saturn, the planet of karma. So when you hit the planet of karma, happens 1 in 12 years. You haven't had this, it's like a solar return in astrology. So something major is happening. This is the year of recognition for you. This is the year to make money. This is the year to embark on a new project. This is the year to open a business. This is the year to find somebody who you met before, eventually even the love of your life. So this year brings you everything, everything. But most likely, this year is powerful financially, is powerful in terms of achieving something relevant for who you are and the reason you are here on earth. So you're in exactly like the previous lady. What are the odds of this incredible coincidence?
Well, we're all attracting each other, right? So this is probably why we all seem to have the same. But I found
interesting that you asked me that, and it's very rare that for you to actually be in a karmic year asking about a karmic year. It's almost like subconsciously you knew, and you were drawn to find out, and you were able to find out tonight.
Yeah, and I've given my birthday, and you never mentioned that it was my karmic year either. So that's so funny. It's not the first time I've called in with that birthday.
The karmic year is the personal year. You are actually a number 2.
Thank you, because I asked it in reference to the other person, and you said we had a karmic relationship. So that's how you had two birthdays, so that's probably why you didn't tell me it was my karmic year. So it's just funny. It was just not the question I asked properly. So this time I asked, and it worked out.
You see, what's fascinating is that you are in a karmic year 8 all the way down to the end of the year. So you have many months ahead of you to take opportunity of a chance that will not happen again for many years.
Wow. I still feel like I'm supposed to do so much this year, and I don't know where to start. I'm like, my head is spinning, and I'm telling this other person all the things I plan to do, because you've been saying this for 20 years. When are you going to do it? And I'm getting mad because of that. I can do it when I set my mind to it. I could do 20,000 things if I want.
Right, exactly.
But I need to make the desire to really want it. That's what I'm trying to sort through. What do I really want? Not what people want from me, what I want.
It's also a matter of action. People don't understand that something is there. If you don't act upon it, and if you don't take charge, it's not going to happen. I can tell you're going to graduate, but if you don't go to school, you're not going to graduate,
But I need to know for sure in my heart I really want to do it.
If you don't really get married, it's your choice of not doing it. So a visionary, or even people that prophets, they anticipate something, but it's up to us collectively. Even the biggest teachers of the world, the biggest prophets, even the Bible, they're not 100% sure which way humanity will go from here. Are we going on the right or on the left? Which way you're going to take? Which way we are going to take? It's still unknown. It's not 100% clear. And almost
it's like to the Akashic records. You can't. It might be in there, but until everybody participates as a collective, we can't get the result.
It is coming. It is definitely the participation that counts more than anything else.
So everybody needs to participate, please. That's why Carmen has this. That's why you have this show, right? Miracles can happen. Please, everybody,
that's
help.
Supposed to wake up people. It's supposed to make them.
That's what I feel like part of my mission is. That's even though you're doing your part, I have to do mine.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I'll let you go because you need to finish the 12 ways to. Thank you.
I came up with something interesting. If you want to listen to the end of the show, so I love you, Pauline. You're so wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Always, and I appreciate you so much. So we were talking about something that I found. I did it on my own. It's like my own creation. The 12 ways to fearlessness. So it eradicated fear. As I said, it takes a little bit of an effort. Now, if you take the word, F stands for facing the truth. Facing the truth in your life, is very significant. Distinguish between your necessary fears and the unnecessary fears. So chances are that many of your fears are unwarranted in the greater scheme of life. So remember, the unfortunate events that you fear will happen, but they don't necessarily need to happen. So here's where you need to make the difference. So facing truth is the first step towards facing fear. Second of all, E stands for erasing negative imprints. Many times your fears stems from experiences that are negative from your past. and your fear of divorce may very much be originating from seeing your parents divorcing. So E stands for erasing negative imprints. So facing truth, erasing negative imprints. A stands for allowing change. People are most often afraid of change. So one of the things that a lot of people are telling me, oh, I'm afraid to move to a new job. I'm afraid to change my residence. I'm afraid to get married again. So they fear that change will somehow disrupt their lives or uproot them from their comfort zone. So, but change usually serves to transport us into a new, greater version of ourselves. So that's why it's so relevant to allow divine change to come your way. And then the letter R. R stands for relaxation. Fear can be the accumulation of too much stress, too much pressure, too many responsibilities. So when you relax, that's a way to eliminate fear. The letter L stands for letting the divine in. In order to eliminate fear, you allow divinity within you, because the spirit will eradicate your fear and calms your concern. We can't conquer life on our own because we are not meant to. We need to invite the divine to help us through our problem. That's why we always pray to God, God, help me do this, or help me with your issues, help me be healthy, help me succeed. E stands for ending feuds. When you fight with others, you draw fear into your life, into your relationship. You fear of being betrayed, being hurt, being abandoned. S stands for strengthening your intuition. Very important. The intuition will banish your fear. Well, intuition will tell you, don't be afraid of this. Do it because you will succeed. Your intuition like a looking glass into the future. S, the letter S, stands for selectivity. You want to be selective about the way you want to live your life, the things that you want to decide for yourself. So it's very important to create a positive version for your future and to stick with it. Letter N stands for new mentality. If your future is going to change, your mentality has to change. Reality reflects what the mind projects. So just like you clean out your closet to get rid of old items, so you have to clean your mental compartment. Make a list of everything within your brain, all your thoughts that you have, all your ideas that inspire fear, that made you stick with your fear. So diminish those negative thoughts and multiply those positive. The letter E stands for endless potential. Your potential is endless. So you have to replace fear with empowering thinking. Every single day, you know what it should be in your mind. Alter your thoughts by envisioning your efforts manifesting into reality. The letter S stands for secure in yourself. You have to work on your self-esteem, because fear begins when you don't believe enough in your own abilities and in your own talent. When you constantly live in the mindset of, oh, I cannot do this. This is not good enough. It will narrow your window of success. And S again stands for surprising opportunity. When you become the fearless person you are meant to be, you notice surprising opportunities coming your way. So this is spelling the word fearless. So when I made the spelling of the word, I came out for every single letter with a little bit of explanation, how to push away your fear, how to overcome, how to become the courageous person you're meant to be. So I want you to adopt those easy steps into your life to live freely, boldly, fearlessly. This is what I want from our show tonight. Tomorrow at midday during 12 p.m., I'll be with Dr. Darren Wiseman. I will be live with him on Facebook. So tomorrow I'm on Carmen Harra Facebook. If you go to my fan page, you will see I have two pages. One has like 120,000 people. That's the one I want you to join me tomorrow, because I'll be with Dr. Darren Wiseman, was my guest last week. And we're going to talk about his webinar, which is a free webinar, March 1st at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, March 1st. He offers a free webinar on how to change your life by changing the way the mind is programmed. It's an extraordinary, Dr. Darren is a holistic doctor, and he's one of my colleagues at Hay House, so I highly recommend him to everybody for any form of healing therapy. And I'm surprised that he gives a free webinar. Anybody can participate. And all you need to do is join me tomorrow on Facebook at 12 Eastern Time, 11 Central, because he's doing the live with me on Facebook from his place in Chicago. So join me tomorrow on Facebook Live with Dr. Darren Wiseman. And I'll be with you next week on OMTime Radio. I'm Carmen Harra, and please live freely, boldly, and fearlessly. Thank you for listening.